his colleague.
Yeah, 4 and 3.5, Concorda. Thank you. I've listened to the debate, and I don't actually accept a lot of the arguments put forward by the two government parties. I welcome the bill from People for Hope and Solidarity and agree with the idea of increasing rights of tenants. Currently, if a tenant is in situ in a property for 6 months or longer, they automatically receive security of tenure for 6 years in what is known as Part 4 tenancy. This bill seeks to automatically create Part 4 tenancies after a tenant has been in the property for 2 months or more. The idea being that this will ensure that more renters receive security of tenure quicker. The problem with this, however, is that there is no minimum limit set in law for how long a lease or tenancy agreement can last, and there has been an increase in landlords creating leases of 5 months and 29 days in order to ensure that the tenants do not automatically receive Part 4 rights. The guy in my office, Chris, his two best friends have actually been caught with that of late. They could only get leases of 5 months and 29 days. I'd be concerned that allowing a tenant to receive Part 4 rights after 2 months might lead to even shorter term leases. So that's something that would actually need to be blocked off. Our landlords to be doing leases for 1 month and 29 days. Which wouldn't be legal at the moment, but it should be made so. And you would not be a rocket scientist to know that it's a landlord's market at the moment. So they would get their way unless we legislate for it. We do need an overhaul of tenancy agreements and leases. A better way to resolve this would be to follow the German model, which ensures that a lease will always be for an indefinite period. If a landlord wants to deviate from this and create a fixed period lease, they must prove one of the following 3 reasons for the fixed term tenancy. 1. The landlord wishes to use the premises as a dwelling for himself, members of his family or his household. 2. The landlord wishes to eliminate the premises or change or repair them so substantially that the measures would be significantly more difficult as a result of a continuation of the lease. And 3. The landlord wishes to rent the premises to a person obliged to perform services, for example, an employee of the landlord. Now, the proof of indefinite leases is in the pudding, as shown by the most recent German census in 2011, which showed that of the 41.3 million dwellings in Germany, 52% of them are used for rental purposes, with the EU average being 29, while the Irish figure is 19. And I heard the Minister there earlier complaining about the fact that we're losing landlords. I mean, God, if we're losing them, we know why. I mean, I was glad to hear owner Bryn make the point that, look, a lot of people had no choice only selling because they bought them when they were too dear and they had to sell them. I mean, if you didn't want them to, if you wanted to keep them as landlords, maybe you could have actually helped them in some way to keep the house. But the main reason that the landlord numbers have gone down is because you've brought in the whole REITs thing, which is nuts, and allowing people to buy up so many of these in block. I agree with increasing the extension of notice periods. I also agree with moving the sale of property or renovation of property as a ground for terminating a Part 4 tenancy. A new problem that has emerged in the last 2 years, which has contributed to rent increases, obviously, as I said, is the fact that large-scale apartment blocks are being sold in bulk by developers or NAMA to institutional landlords such as REITs. So, I mean, it was actually presented to us as a great idea because it was going to bring in professional landlords, but it's a pity people can't afford to pay them. Thanks.